Hi, this is Jeannie at Trendy Tree, and today I'm going to show you how to make an easy bow using the Pro Bow. This is a brand new Pro Bow. We sell these on Trendy Tree, and I'm just going to go ahead and take this brand new one out of the box so you can see what it looks like. I have an older one here, but this model has markings on it that my old one doesn't, so I went ahead and brought a new one. This is the board. Of course, you don't have to have a bow maker to make a bow, but sometimes it does help. This is the ribbon holder, and it has 3 holes to hold your ribbon, and you can buy extra of the ribbon holders. We don't sell those on Trendy Tree, but they do sell them at Pro Bow the Hand, who makes the Pro Bow. And then this is the board. And you see it has markings on it. I made this maybe upside down to you, I'm not sure. I was just trying to get close up to where you could see it good. And it comes with pegs. It comes with like large and medium pegs and small pegs. We don't typically use the small pegs. And it also has, I don't know, there's some sticky pads. It has some little stick-on things to put on the back to keep it from slip sliding around on your tabletop. So you just peel those off and stick one in the corners. And do the same thing for your ribbon holder. Lord, don't pay any attention to my bruised up arms. I'm sorry. My friend brought a puppy over the other day, and it just kept jumping on me, and it just, every time it did, it was scratching my arms, so my arms look terrible. Okay, so this is what's called Pro Bow the Hand. They call it that, and then they call these little holes and things places for you to put the fingers, which are the pegs. And we're going to start out, we're going to make a bow. These lines are measured, are numbered, lettered A, B, C, D, E, and F. And then each one of the holes are measured, like it tells you 1 right, 2 right, 1 left, 2 left, and so forth. But we're going to make our bow using the D line, and I think we're going to have to use a combination of both size pegs. I have some other pegs. Let's see. Let's put these tall ones back so they'll all be the same size. I think this should be enough, and you can buy extra pegs too. Now, we don't have those at Trendy Tree, but you can buy them on the Pro Bow the Hand website, and there are bow recipes. And if you look at YouTube, there's lots of different ways to make bows, and they can be a little difficult. This is going to be one of the easy styles of bows. And this is our center. This is our kind of our starting point. So I'm going to just move my extra pegs out of the way. The ribbons that I have chose today are all wired ribbons. This is a 2.5-inch burlap ribbon, and I have a 2.5-inch sunflower ribbon, a 1.5 chocolate brown velvet, a 1.5 bleached linen, and a 1.5 plaid. The reason I chose these fall ribbons is because I'm going to make 4 bows just alike, and I'm just going to show you how to make this one bow. today. But this is the focal piece of my wreath, and it's like a scarecrow butt, and his legs are wired, and he's blue and got orange and so forth. So these ribbons are going to complement that piece, and I have chosen a natural mesh. It's a natural fabric mesh, and I have this orange frayed edge mesh. That's going to be what I'm going to make my wreath out of. And we have that wreath kit available on Trendy Tree if you're interested. But the first thing I'm going to do is just go ahead and get my ribbons ready. I'll just go ahead and get these papers off. I do need 3 pegs over here for to hold my ribbon, my spool holder. I'm going to put pegs on that. The bow that I'm going to make today is a version of the Terri Bow. And if you will look on YouTube and just say Terri Bow, T-E-R-R-I, you will find a bow created by Terri Marshall. And she uses the Pro Bow, and she has just taken the Pro Bow to a different level for us. Sometimes it can be kind of intimidating to use the Pro Bow, but it makes beautiful bows. But the Terri Bow is just really very, very easy. Now, on the original Terri Bow, she uses 6 different ribbons. Today, I'm just using 5 because that's what I have for my wreath. And so we're going to start with 5 today. And what I'm going to do for that, when I don't have that 6th piece of ribbon, I'm just going to reuse one that I've already started with. Now the first thing I'm going to do is cut 2 pieces of wire. This is just paddle wire, and of course you know mine would be tangled up, so I'm going to cut 2 pieces. And I'm going to use wire cutters for that. Don't use your scissors. But I'm going to take that piece of wire and just kind of fold it in half, just to kind of get my center. I'm going to kind of just lay that aside for right now and cut one more piece about the same size. Probably, 36 inches. And then I'm going to take my ribbon, take my wire rather, and just double it, kind of lay it aside. Now, I'm going to start with the Terri Bow. You're making your bow sort of from the inside out. So the very first thing we're going to do, I'm going to start off with this plaid ribbon, and I'm going to put it on my spool holder where the ribbon is coming off on the right side. Okay, so we have our pegs in the D slot, and I don't need that one, I don't need that one in the very center there, so I'm going to take that and get it out of the way. Now, I'm going to take one of the pieces of wire, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to measure my tail. I've chevron the end of my ribbon, and I'm going to measure to about the C line for my tail, and I'm going to pinch that ribbon together. I'm going to take my wire, and I'm going to go around that ribbon, and I'm going to twist it, hold it, twist that wire around it. Put a couple of good turns. And then I'm going to take my wire and put it face up. Of course, this plaid really doesn't have a right or a wrong side, but we'll be working with ribbons that have a right and wrong side. So I'm going to put the face of the ribbon against the back of the peg. I'm going to take my end of the wire, and I'm just going to wrap it around that peg. This is the wire that we're going to use when we're finished with our bow to secure everything together. So right now, we're just kind of getting it out of our way. And there's a little nail on the back of the board, and I've wrapped the other end of the wire around it, and I'm going to just tuck that wire under the board to get it out of the way. And you want to position your ribbon about halfway up of this middle peg. All right, so now we're ready to make a loop. So I'm gonna take my ribbon and go around that first peg. I'm gonna just push that end up out of the way. I'm gonna come back to my center post, pinch it up. I'm gonna twist it and get my right side up, and that will be bottoms up, as they say. And then bring that loop, make a loop on the left side. Come back to the center, keep holding, pinch that up, twist your ribbon, get the right side up. Now I'm ready to cut my tail. So I'm gonna come out here to the C, and for right now, I'm just gonna cut that ribbon and push that tail up out of the way. So now I'm ready for that second piece of wire. I'm gonna go between my loops here and bring that wire. I'm gonna wire that ribbon together pretty firmly. Give it a couple of turns, and I'm gonna take that one end of the ribbon and just go up over the board out of the way and bring the other one to the back. Now I'm gonna take that end and I'm gonna chevron the end of that ribbon. I'm gonna fold it and just cut on the folded edge away from me. And then I'll chevron that ribbon. So now I've got my first two loops made, and I'm ready to use a different ribbon. So this time I'm gonna go ahead and use the chocolate velvet ribbon, and you can just alternate these. It doesn't really matter, you know, which one you use, but I'm gonna start by chevroning that end. I have my ribbon face side up, the velvet, and I'm gonna pinch it up. I'm gonna make that tail a little bit longer than that first one. And I'm gonna pinch my ribbon up and put it right against that. You just wanna stack these ribbons up. Now I'm gonna make a loop on the right. Come back to the center, hold that pretty snug. Pinch that up. Hold it to the back of the peg. Twist, get the right side up. And come and make a loop on that side. So now I've got one on the left. Back to the center, pinch that up, twist, and get that right side up. And I'm gonna go ahead and take my wire and secure this ribbon together. This just keeps this working wire. I like to call this the working wire. You just keep stacking these ribbons and putting those ribbons together. Chevron that. And just put that tail up out of the way. So I've got the ribbon coming to the wire coming to the top, the wire coming to the bottom. And each time I add a ribbon, I'm just securing it with that wire. So this time, I'm gonna use the 2.5 inch ribbon. Chevron that in. I'm gonna make that tail a little bit longer, so I'm gonna come out to like the D. And I'm gonna pinch that together. I'm gonna put that ribbon right next to the brown and just keep holding it. Come and make my loop. Come back to the center. Pinch that up. Twist and get my right side up. And make that loop around the next peg. Back to the center. This is pretty thick ribbon. Twist, bring the right side up, and I'm going to stop right here and wire that ribbon on. Each time you change ribbons, you have to wire it together. Okay, then I'm ready to come out, measure my tail, and cut that ribbon off. And you can always work on your tails after you're done if you want to. Now next, I'm going to use a different ribbon. I'm going to go with this bleached. I'm just alternating my ribbons each time. This is a very neutral, natural faux linen type ribbon. And I'm going to measure my tail again. I'm going to come out to about the D line, pinch that together, stack it. I keep stacking my ribbons right on top of each other back here. Make a loop. Hold that ribbon, come back to the center, pinch it together, twist, and get your right side up. Make that loop, come back to the center. This is a great way to use up scrap ribbon too. Twist. Now I'm going to wire that ribbon on. We have, I think, over like 600 styles of ribbon at Trendy Tree. So if you're in need of ribbon, you need to check that out. And also, we hope that you'll follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We're always posting new things there. Okay, so next I have another 2.5 inch ribbon, the 2.5 inch, and this is burlap. It's not the easiest ribbon to work with because it is so thick and bulky. We're gonna chevron the end of that ribbon. But using the Pro Bow, this is one way that does make working with something like burlap ribbon a little easier because you don't have to hold all this in your hand. So since this ribbon is so thick, if you want to, you can just put that ribbon to the back, keep stacking, and just go ahead if you need to. Go ahead and secure that, you know, with a twist, you know, just as an extra security. All right, we're gonna make that loop. We're gonna come around all the way back to the center. Gonna pinch that up. Of course, this burlap doesn't have a right or wrong side either, but we're gonna keep twisting just like we have with all of the others. Gonna make that loop. Get that tail out of the way. Come back to the center. Pinch that up. Twist that ribbon. Now I'm going to stop right here and wire that ribbon together. Okay. Now then, I'm ready to cut this tail off. So I'm coming out to about D to measure. Now, if we were doing, like I say, the Terri Bow uses 6 different styles of ribbon, but I only have 5. So I'm just going to have to choose one that I'm going to repeat. And I'm going to choose the daisy ribbon. My plan is to make 4 bows just alike for this project, but what I'll have to do is each time, when I choose that ribbon that I'm going to repeat, I'll have to pick out a different one each time. So, you know, they won't be exactly alike, but you don't want them to be exactly alike. So, get your measurement for your tail. Come to your center. Pinch up your ribbon. Stack it right on top of that burlap with the right side away from you on this one. Well, the right side, I mean, you're looking at the ribbon. This will be the top of your ribbon. So I'm kind of looking at the ribbon from back here as from the bottom of the ribbon. Come back to the center. Pinch it up. Twist. And make that loop on the left. Come back to the center. Pinch it up. Twist. Now then, I'm ready to wire that ribbon together. Okay. I'm going to turn that one 3 or 4 turns. And then I'm going to cut my tail off over here. Okay. So now I have my loops and my tails. So now remember that wire that we started with that we wrapped around our little post? We're going to undo that, unwrap that, And you can go ahead if you want to and take your pegs out now. And I'm going to take that wire from the back of the board that I tucked my edge. I tucked that wire under the board. All right, so now I have my wire that I unwrapped from the top and my wire that I had on the bottom. And you can see the ribbon is all just stacked up one on top of each other. And then I have my working wire. I'm going to just put those wires together too. But I want to wire all that together. Pull that tight. You want to scrunch that down as much as you can. And pull that wire tight to the back. Wire it. Give it several good turns. Sometimes it's easier to hold the ribbon, hold the wire and twist the ribbon. Okay? So now you've got all these ribbons stacked up, and you've got this wire, and I'm just going to wire those ends together just to make it easier to work with. And you have your wire to attach your bow to your wreath. So I'm going to get the board out of the way. And now you're ready to fluff your bow. So I don't have my fluff box here with me, but there's a little wooden box that you can also buy on Pro Bow the Hand, and you can just take that wire and wrap it around that little nail, and you can just pull on these ribbons, and it just makes it fluffing out a little bit easier, but that's okay. We don't have it, that's all right. We can start from the top or the bottom, and you just want to kind of separate your tails from your loops. Pull those out like that, and then on the next one, pull your loop over. You just separate loops and tails each time. And you just keep working right on down the ribbon, right on down through the loops. Fluff that bow. Fluff out each loop. Okay, so just fluff your bow till you get everything shaped like you want it. Just keep your loops and tails separated, and smooth out your ribbon ends, and there you go. You have a pretty wreath bow, and that bow measures about 14 inches or so with the tails and all. And we're going to use that again, like I say, to go with our little Scarecrow butt. So that's going to be cute on the wreath. Thanks for dropping in. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and follow us on YouTube and Instagram. Our Instagram link is trendy_tree, and we would love for you to follow us there. We appreciate your watching, and drop by the website. We've got lots of pretty things. Thank you. Bye-bye.